Wow, this is such an honor. Tim O'Brien, welcome to Country Pocket.
It's great to be with you, Trevor. How's it going today?
Good, good. The new album is He Walked On, and the song you just heard is When We Pray, Move Your Feet. Tell me about that sort of saying and why you wanted to make a song out of it.
Well, when somebody who's so influential in your life dies, so you I tend to study up on them and learn more about them. A lot of times it's musicians. In this case, it was John Lewis, the congressman, who was a civil rights crusader in the 60s. And he was actually active in the Nashville lunch counter sit-ins and all that kind of stuff. And just a wonderful man, did incredible work through his whole life. Anyway, he liked that he liked that phrase, when you pray, move your feet. And I just thought this is really cool because I'd seen him in the TikTok video of him dancing to Pharrell Williams' Happy. And here's a guy, elderly man who's just, to me, he's a serious character with all the work he's done. Here he is, happy-go-lucky. And I think he was a fully realized man in a lot of ways. He's doing his good work, and he also kept, it was difficult, but he kept a light on his feet while he did it. And so I just like that phrase, and ended up writing the song really quickly. It was just a lark one day. I just sat down with a mandolin and wrote it. I mean, it really kind of fell out, and it's kind of a love song to my partner Jan, but also it's just about how to live your life, I guess.
How to live your life, how to, would you say, not just pray for something, but to take action to make it real?
Yeah, I think that's an ancient proverb, but I think an African proverb, and it's kind of like it's kind of akin to the Sufi one, which is pray to Allah, but tie your camel down. In other words, you can pray that nobody steals your stuff, but you might want to take care of it. So you got your intentions, but you got to follow through with your action as well.
And John was someone who did a lot of following through with his actions. The stories are legendary. He was beaten for protesting for civil rights. He was arrested a number of times, including as a congressman. And like you sang in the song, good trouble. It was
Yeah, he got into trouble, but it was good trouble. In other words, there's some kinds of trouble that are not good trouble, and they'll come back and haunt you. But I think he was fully cognizant of everything that he was doing, and had a good moral fortitude to back it up, I guess.
So, on this album, the two themes I sort of took out of it more than anything else are the ideas of community building and, doing things the right way to make things around you better, as well as how not to do that, and sort of telling stories of different sorts of people and of different perspectives that you might normally get on a bluegrassy, folky album. You're not that high on technology, or at least cell phones and computers, when it comes to building a happy, healthy society. Can you tell me why that is?
Well, I think we're we have growing pains in humanity with this digital technology. It's kind of it becomes something that kind of rules us instead of helps us. It can be, and I know I'm addicted to the New York Times. When Donald Trump was running for president, I subscribed to the Times on my phone, and it was such a crazy news cycle anyway. but that added to it, and that campaign, and then his presidency. So it could be. I kind of dove into it more than I probably need to, but I find that the technology is very useful, and you sort of have to go along with how people are doing their business if you're in business. So, you're using email and you're using social media and stuff, but it becomes, you kind of worry about that stuff more than you worry about the main thing, which is, I should just write a song and I should, play my instrument and practice it and learn how to sing the song and express myself the best way I can. It doesn't require that stuff. And that's where it all starts. And instead of, looking at your phone every couple of minutes, it's really disturbing to sit down to dinner and have people look at their phones and not talk and not relate to one another. And that's one of the dangers, that we kind of are lost in this stuff and we're not really relating one-on-one.
To borrow a line from another song you did on the album, do you feel as though sort of the advent of technology like this is part of how this empire falls?
Oh, it is part of how the empire falls. I mean, I think it is. We get our news from social media, which is not a news source. It's a popularity contest, and it's not just social media, but it's also all the cable news. Everything's fractured into so many outlets, and it's kind of they sell to the people, the different demographics, what they want to hear. And instead of Walter Cronkite, who I grew up with, watching Walter Cronkite with my dad, or Huntley and Brinkley, and one of the three network news shows, they were required back then to sort of sift and be fair. The fairness doctrine was the thing that Reagan, during the Reagan era, was abandoned. And so then you started having more talk radio, and the cable TV outlets like Fox started up, and they really didn't have to obey those rules anymore. So people are just kind of, we live in the same society, but we're not basing our lives on the same general impressions. So it gets complicated.
Absolutely. And I think sort of the scariest part of it all is these things have become so dominant in our society that the only way to go about healing these divisions would have to involve using the same sorts of technologies that by algorithms, if not by design, have created those breaks. And that's sort of a terrifying prospect.
Yeah, I think there are some glimmers of hope. I mean, I think there's some, like right now, the antitrust things that the Biden administration is looking into for people like Google and I'm not sure what the other, Amazon, some of the other tech giants. It's just they may be able to help straighten things out. I don't know. I really hope it's just a sort of a cycle that we're on the difficult part of, and it'll sort of work itself out.
Well, let's hope it does. We'll listen to Pushing on Buttons, Staring at Screens, and we will be right back.